Welcome back. You're watching Business Morning on Channels Television. We're talking about the markets now, pre-open session at the Nigerian Stock Exchange. But just before we talk to Rotimi Fakayejo, stock market analyst and head enterprise capital, let's talk about where the markets are starting off this morning. On the first trading day of the week, we saw equities dropping the equities market opening at 0.14% in negative territory the first session in November. The all-share index is at 29,136.85 and market capitalization at 10.01 trillion naira. Gainers for the session were PZ, Flour Mills and Guarantee Trust Bank, while the losers were Nestle, Unilever and UACN. Rotimi Fakayejo, stock market analyst, joins me now. A good morning to you, Rotimi.
Good morning, Harry.
It's great to have you on the program. Now, where is the market at the moment? It's pre-open session, so how are the numbers looking?
Yeah, the numbers are looking very good. The market rate is very positive. We have just a loser at the moment, livestock feed, and we have about 6 gainers. Leading the pack of the gainers is Wando PLC, followed by Flour Mill, and also FCNB. And also the all-share index is definitely positive at this point in time. We are having a gain of 0.03%. And that is a great departure from what we did yesterday. But in terms of volume and value, I think the market is still very early. The day is still young. We are having just about 45.9 million units having been traded, and also a value of 436 million. But definitely the horizon is looking much better than what we saw yesterday.
Well, you know, other analysts are actually expecting that there won't be so much change at the markets today, no gains coming in for today's trade at all.
Yes, I share the same view with them, because I know with the flurry of financial reports of the various companies, the tempo is going down. But even that as it may, the market has suffered so much loss that investors are actually looking at taking further positions to at least average down on their portfolio, and at the same time, so at least in them taking more securities, we definitely see more upward movement in the market. So everybody is very excited about the situation, and I think the turnaround for Wando PLC is also another delight to the market. At this time, we've seen that stock suffered almost 50% since the last auditor report was released. But this time around, we are seeing a gain of 8.51% today, and the volume traded is actually very encouraging.
What do you think Owanda will sustain that momentum till the end of trade today? Because as you already pointed out, investors have continued to hit the stock pretty hard.
Well, I think the tendency is there for that tempo to be sustained. Although I may not be able to give an assurance that we may have good all through the week for Wando, but at least for today, it looks very positive that at least it's going to close off.
Okay, so let's talk about other stocks that most likely will, favor investors will favor before the end of trade today. Let's talk about the banking stocks, insurance as well.
Well, I think for banking, the NSE banking index presently is trending negative, and I think on the premium board we have Zenith Bank, FBN, and also Dangote Cement. So, and that doesn't usually reflect in the general gainers and losers chart. But for now, Zenith Bank is losing, which is actually bringing down the banking index, banking sector index. But I think with the way the market is right now, there's that tendency that that loss is going to be eroded, and it may likely end up in a gain. So I think for that reason, the banking sector is actually doing very well for now. And for insurance, well, they are not doing too badly right now. The insurance sector is actually trading at a positive, and that is 0.07%. And I think the one that is actually pulling the figures with the result that they released, with a profit of about 23 billion, although it was an exceptional, extraordinary item that came to their book, with which they sold an asset. I'm talking basically of a Flour Mill Nigeria PLC, but the market is actually responding positively to that result. And I think, and for now, the stock is trading positive.
But will it be enough to improve the negative sentiments we saw the consumer goods index record yesterday? It closed 0.37% south.
Well, I think with the way it is, there's a tendency for us to have an improvement in that sector today. Because presently, right now, the consumer goods index is actually doing 0.1% positive. And for the major ones among them, the likes of Nestle, the likes of Nigerian breweries, there is no sign that those ones may actually lose points today. They very will actually see that sector also.
Yeah, because we saw Nestle losing a little bit yesterday. Nestle was the heaviest loser, a price loser at the end of trade yesterday.
Yes, I think for today it's not looking so at all. So even if it doesn't gain today and impair the index of that particular sector, we may definitely see other listed on that sector gaining. So we may end up having the consumer sector next on the positive today at the end of trading.
Well, Rotimi will try to share your optimism and, of course, keep our eye on those numbers as well. But thank you so much for coming through for us this morning on the show.
You're welcome.
Rotimi Fakayejo is a stock market analyst and the head enterprise capital, giving us a look at what the pre-open session at the markets, Nigerian Stock Exchange, is looking like. In spite of yesterday's downtrend, the markets closed at 0.14%. The market is looking quite positive this morning, but let's keep our eye on those numbers and see how the day ends. Anything can happen. He says Owando and flour mills are actually part of the stocks trending on the gainers list at the moment. Livestock feeds, one of the losers, but the market is looking quite bright this morning, and hopefully it'll end that way. But that's the program for today. Many thanks for spending time with us. I'm Harriet Agbenyi. Have a profitable day.